If you've been following my channel for a while, you will know that last October, Mike and I decided to challenge each other as to who would get the best garlic harvest, with me planting directly into a no-dig bed and Mike planting in buckets. And if you saw the last video, you will have seen that I was being, I don't know, quite overconfident as to who was winning, because it was me. But since then, oh my goodness, there has been a turn of events, which just, you know, just goes to show that you can never completely guarantee anything in gardening. So whereas today was really going to be about me putting out my brassicas, I think I'm going to have to prematurely harvest my garlic, and we'll compare Mike and myself and see just who's got the best crop, but it's not looking good. Right, Mike, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Is this the moment we've all been waiting for?
Yes.
Okay, we better get them out and have a look.
So as Jane said, we planted these in October as part of our Great Garlic Challenge. The idea with mine was that it was going to be more kind of portable and in these little pots. And I thought last year's garlic wasn't so great because it got really wet, so this time I could bring it into the polytunnel. And I don't know if that really worked out, but let's see. Okay.
Ooh.
Not brill. Don't think it's brill. I mean, when you consider they're quite big bulbs when they go in. So here's one. Split a little bit, but not too much. Three, four. It's a sad little effort here.
Is there any rot or anything?
There's no rot per se. Not really any rot, I wouldn't have said, but they're not very big bulbs. That's the only thing I'd say. It's more like a mono bulb, and then this one. So there's effort number one, Cador. So far, not looking great. Garlic number two, Sprint. Ooh, no. And again, not brill, not big, not too big, I don't think. Slightly split. Yeah, I can't say that I'm convinced by this. I don't think it's necessarily a great way to grow garlic. I'm not sure what Jane's looks like, how big hers are, but these definitely are not really up to snuff. So this is Lautrec. Oh, hang on. Maybe it's not so bad. Tiny. All told, I can say honestly, it's not the variety. They've all kind of been a little bit stunted. None of them are very sort of big. I'm sure they're very tasty. I'm sure they're going to be fine in that regard. There's a little bit of disease and a little bit of splitting, I think, on a couple of them. But all told, very disappointing.
Okay, so if Mike had harvested those a week ago, I would have been fairly confident with the winner, because apart from a few signs of rust, mine looked quite strong. They looked bigger, they looked more healthy, and then I would say it was pretty much over a period of a couple of days when I hadn't actually been up to the plot. I left them one day and they were all standing, and then I came back yesterday and they look like this. I mean, honestly, even the sun's gone in. It's so depressed by what we've got in front of us here. Yeah, when I saw it, like I say, they were fine a couple of days ago. And then yesterday when I came up, that was just it. They were kaput, can you see? And the thing is, first of all, I thought maybe a creature had jumped on them and flattened them. We do get lots of cats around at the plots, so I thought maybe that was the case, but actually the carrots, don't know if you can see on camera, the carrots are still standing. So, you know, surely they'd have been flattened as well. But what I think it must be is, unlike Mike's I think Mike's have been too dry. I think the fact that he has grown them in felt pots, not even terracotta or plastic, which would have held the water a bit more, I think they've just dried out too much and too often and not been able to form. But I think with these, again, we had a dry spell. I pretty much left them to it. But as soon as we have had rain, the rust has just gone crazy. And it's, you know, like I say, the rust isn't so much of a problem, but I think also the fact, where's the other peg? The fact that they have, one second, oh, here we go, there's two. The fact that they have been planted quite close together. I didn't think too close together. I think they've just got too damp, too humid, and have given up the ghost, or given up the garlic. So yeah, let's get my trusty old hurry and we'll see what we've got. Right, let's see which these ones are. I mean, look at those. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 8 in that row. I mean, there's a few weeds, but not many. Let's see what these are. Right, that weed's a bit big. These are the cadors, or cador, or whatever they are. Caput, I think. Now there's a woodlouse there going round, which usually means there's dead wood, so let's hope it's not dead garlic. Oh, it's gone quite deep. Like I say, I would usually wait until the middle of June before pulling them. So, okay, not too bad, but you can see there, can you see there? Let me move that out of the way. Whoopsie, without poking myself in the eye. There we go. You can see there though that the outside husk, the outside, what would you call it, skin, has split. So what that means is that will need to get used straight away. That's not going to be much good for storage, but if it's only 1 or 2 that's happened to, I don't mind. If it's the whole row of garlic, because there's only so much you can eat in a short amount of time. I did notice the skin was splitting as well. Look there, the skin was splitting, which is one of the other reasons. I thought once that has happened, your garlic isn't going to store much longer. So, oh, look at that. That has really split. Okay, anything in gardening, I would say, that has a sudden split like that, it's the same with your tomatoes. I would say, argue with me if you want to, put your theory in the comments below. It's been dry and then it's had a sudden bout of wet and it's ended up like that. So I'm just, come on, let's have one of you whole, because they're actually not a bad size, are they? Look, that one. Oh no, look, split again. Yeah! I don't know, can I? Let's see if we can get any of them. They've been so nice as well. Look at that, look at the size of that bulb when we get to it. But again, split. I'm not gutted, it's not carnage, but as far as my garlic harvest goes, this is possible. Oh, allium leaf miner. Oh, you so-and-so. Right, I'll show you a close-up of one in a minute. Okay, that hasn't helped at all. This is probably the worst garlic harvest I have ever had. Now fortunately I've got all the if you remember, I had some garlic that had been in the ground for a year or so, and I split that and replanted that, and I'm looking at it now. It doesn't look too bad. That might come to something. It certainly won't come to anything before the end of summer, I don't think, but yeah, horrendous. I mean, the one that we had at this end, the expensive one, I can't even remember what it was called now. Was it Lautrec? That didn't come at all. So this is Cador, and the Sprint is even pretty much each and every one. The cloves are starting to sprout again. So that shouldn't be happening. Right, I'm going to get it up to the table up there and we'll take a look at it next to mine. See who's one. Ah, dear. Right then, garlic harvest 2025. Oh, what are your thoughts, Mike?
Well, when I walked in, you could see straight away that the size of Jane's bulbs were significantly greater than my tiny little efforts here.
Well, yeah. But look though, when you look at yours are small, perfectly formed in a way, because yeah, they are small. I mean, we talked about it being dry. What was the soil? We had the same soil, didn't we? We had.
I think it was a good mixture of chicken manure, compost, and soil. Yeah, really?
And that is going to dry and that is going to store beautifully because it's not split. I know that's tiny, but look. Okay, so if I get one of these ones, so that's a huge one.
That one right there. This one on its own is a nice little case of garlic butter on toast.
Oh yeah. But look, okay, so you could, to be honest, I got my Cador and my Sprint mixed up because just in the end I was just digging them up and they all look the same.
They're all bigger than these.
They're all bigger, but if you look at them, big head, little head,
yeah,
he's good, he'll store. This cheeky so-and-so is so split. I mean, as soon as Mike walked in, he said, look at yours, it looks fantastic. I said, it's not. They've gone over and just, it's lessons learned, isn't it? If it looks like it's ready to harvest it. Don't think you can leave it for a couple of days because I reckon if I'd harvested that last week, it wouldn't have been split. I think we've just had quite a lot of rain over the weekend and it's just gone poof.
Yeah.
But also, looking closely at mine, it's got rust, which as I said before, not too much of a problem, it just doesn't look very nice.
No rust on mine.
No, exactly.
Or very little, tiny specks.
Yours are so much healthier.
They're cleaner.
They are much cleaner. But these got rust, they've split some of the, let me show you this, Mike, some of the little cloves themselves that are split out are starting to grow. They've got shoots and I can't find any now, can I? I will show you. But what's the worst thing do you think you can have on any sort of allium? Look at that, see? That's starting to grow again.
Yeah.
What do you think would be the worst thing? The clue is in the question, allium.
Allium leaf miner.
Yeah.
Spoiling the cloves and stopping them from storing. Yeah.
Well, I found one of the eggs on one of the. You know what? I'm going to strip one of these.
And you had these covered.
These were covered. Yeah, they were.
These weren't covered.
I know. It's weird. So maybe because I've grown garlic quite a lot on this plot. Which one shall I find? I'm going to split this great big one because that's just not much good for anything. But look, it's just. I would say it's heartbreaking, but. This is like the first big harvest of the year, isn't it? This and the broad beans, but particularly garlic because you want to be using them right through the year. Can you see that?
See?
That's just got growth on.
Yeah.
That's continuing to grow. I mean, I could pop them up and see what happens.
Well, you could, but also you could just eat these tonight.
And all these.
That's the thing, they're not wasted, are they? The produce isn't wasted.
Yeah, but there's all these are exactly the same.
I think we could process these though still.
Maybe. If you've got any ideas how we can process these incredibly unprocessable garlic.
Ice cubes?
Do let us know. Yeah, we could do the squishing up and put in ice cube thing.
We could make sauces.
We can use them to make sauces, but
the other thing we've got a massive glut of at the minute is rocket. So if anybody's got a great recipe for a rocket and garlic sauce.
Pesto.
Ooh. Rocket and garlic pesto.
It would be very, very garlicky at this. I think our ratio of garlic to rocket is probably heavy on the garlic side. But yeah, so that's two different ways of growing garlic. You think one of them would work, wouldn't you? But no, I would say Mike is the winner.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Who would have thought I'd have said that? No.
And I'm going to say I'm still not the winner because...
Oh, bless you.
These are differences of opinion here, but I think when we take these home, if we clean these up and we prep them and we do something with them, then basically that one that you've got there is worth these four that I have here. So I think Jane's the winner.
I do hope, I realise it is the beginning of the garlic harvest season, I do hope that you are more with yours. It's not going to put me off gardening, but I must say it is a real bar at this time of year. Please put some nice, I don't know, encouraging comments down below. Press the subscribe button. Please give us a like. We've really tried. We've worked for 6 months or more to get this. So yeah, I hope you do a lot better than we have. And we'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.